Excuse me, madam, I do not want to sound rude, but the store will be closing in just a few minutes, so could you please make your way to the till?
Oh good, some service at last. Young man, I need some ice. Can you point me in the direction of the ice?
Well, madam, I'm afraid we are all out of ice, with it being this late in the day and all.
I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I thought you said you were out of ice.
Yes. That is exactly what I just said. Now, is there anything else I can help you with, bearing in mind the store closes in a matter of moments?
Yes, you can help me find the ice section.
Madam, we have been through this, literally seconds ago. We are completely out of ice. Furthermore, you have wildly overestimated the size of the store. We do not have an entire section solely devoted to ice.
The financial restrictions of the store are not my concern right now. All I'm concerned with is getting my hands on one, maybe 2 bags of ice. Is that too much to ask?
In a word, yes. Right now I would consider breaking both my legs, then attempting to break the world record for standing up, a slightly more achievable task, when compared with getting you some ice.
Look, this small talk is getting us nowhere. Now stop playing games with me. Where is the ice? The sign outside quite clearly states that you sell bags of ice.
You're right, we do sell bags of ice. Why, if you had come to the store 8 hours ago, when we opened, you would have had to put on an extra jacket due to all the ice we had in stock.
Well, why is there no ice now then? I mean, I'm having a garden party in 1 hour. How are we going to serve cocktails without any ice? It's the hottest day of the year, for Christ's sake. How is it possible that you are out of ice?
Well, madam, I think you just answered your own question. I would also like to point out to you at this point that the store is now officially closed, and you are now taking up my free time. If you'd like me to take your details, I can save you some ice next time we have some in stock.
Will that be soon? Like, within the hour?
Certainly not. Like next week maybe. Hell, I don't know. I just worked the till.
Well, my party isn't on next week, is it? It's in 1 hour.
Perhaps you should have thought about that before strolling in 5 minutes before we close, expecting some ice on, as you so appropriately put it, the hottest day of the year.
Okay, so level with me. What are the chances of me getting some ice today?
God. You are like a broken record. I'd say your chances are slim, like in need of a miracle slim. Maybe if you were in possession of a magic lamp or knew a local shaman. That might increase your chances. Or perhaps your neighbor is Jack Frost.
Right, so, you're saying that you can't guarantee me getting any ice today.
Let's say you had a time machine, and went back in time to when we first opened, and had a shitload of ice. Even then I could not guarantee it.
Well, in that case, I wish to speak to the manager.
He does not work weekends.
Well, I wish to speak to whoever is in charge.
Hi, how may I help you?
You?
Yes, everyone else has gone home for the day, probably enjoying this nice weather with friends.
Well, then I suggest you find me some ice pretty sharply, otherwise your manager will be getting an angry letter.
Sure, why not? I mean, we've only been closed for 5 minutes now, so it makes perfect sense that I spent precious daylight hours helping you look for the mythical ice that you keep referring to.
That is more like it. Now have you checked your storeroom? You may have some ice left in there.
Holy cow, the storeroom. I mean, of all the places, the storeroom is the last place I'd look. It's not like I already checked in there when we ran out 2 hours ago. But hey, you know best.
I also need some lemons for the cocktails. Do you have any lemons? Show me where the lemons are.
Does this look like a fucking maze to you?
I have never been to the store before.
Well, like most other stores, each section is clearly marked, outlining what it sells. I suggest trying the fruit and vegetable section.
Oh, so now the store can afford to have a whole section devoted to fruit and vegetables, and yet when it comes to the basics, things like ice get ignored.
I'm beyond caring at this point for anything that you have to say. These are the facts. The store is closed, and has been for some time. Therefore you cannot buy anything anyway, so all of your actions from this point onwards are completely pointless.
So where did you say the lemons are?
Seriously. God, now you are just fucking with me. They are right over there. Would you like a compass? Maybe I could draw you a map on my ass cheek.
Do I have time to do my lottery numbers?
No. 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 You do not have time. You do not have time to get lemons. You do not have time to get ice, because there isn't any. Please just leave. Every second I stand here is a second I am not being paid.
I thought you had ice in the storeroom.
Well, I thought that hitting women was never acceptable, but I guess we are both wrong on this occasion.
You know, if you are not careful, I may just take my business elsewhere.
Holy fucking Christ. Please take it elsewhere. I beg of you. I don't know how much longer my soul will remain intact.
Fine. I can take a hint, but know this, you have ruined my cocktail party.
Fuck off.